You know the joke. Right. In 1992, an elderly woman spilled coffee on herself at a McDonald's drive-thru and sued them for millions just because it was hot. It became the poster child for frivolous lawsuits in America. For 30 years, we've all laughed at this story. But let me ask you a question. Did you know she was uneven the one driving the car? And did you know the coffee was so hot that it fused her skin to the car seat? The story we all know is a complete lie. And today, we're going to uncover the truth. This is the ultimate case of a company using PR to turn a victim into a villain. The woman's name was Stella Lebec, and the incident left her with third-degree burns on over 16% of her body. She needed skin grafts and was hospitalized for 8 days. Yet, when the story hit the news, the media and late-night comedians jumped on it. They painted a picture of a clumsy, greedy old lady trying to get rich quick. It was a simple, funny story, and it stuck. McDonald's PR team just fanned the flames, letting the public ridicule her while they hid the real facts. It was a masterclass in misdirection. So what was the media hiding? What was the real focus of the case? It wasn't just that the coffee was hot. McDonald's was serving its coffee at 180 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit. For context, coffee at home is usually served around 140 degrees. Water boils at 212. At 190 degrees, a liquid can cause horrific third-degree burns, the kind that destroy all layers of your skin in under 3 seconds. This wasn't just hot coffee. It was a dangerously defective product. Industry standards at the time recommended coffee be served at a much lower temperature, but McDonald's ignored them. Why? For convenience? Their own quality control manager testified that they served it at that temperature so customers who had a long commute could still have hot coffee when they got to work. They prioritized convenience over safety, and they knew the risks. And this is where the story gets even more disturbing. During the trial, Stella Lebec's lawyers uncovered a secret that McDonald's had been hiding. They found internal documents showing that in the 10 years before Stella's case, the company had received over 700 reports from other customers, including children and infants, who had been severely burned by their coffee. 700 people. Think about that. McDonald's knew their coffee was causing horrible injuries. They knew it was a problem. So, what did they do about it? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because they did the math. They calculated the cost of settling those 700 burn claims and realized it was cheaper to just pay off the occasional victim than it was to change their policy and lower the temperature of their coffee machines. They literally put a price tag on customer safety and decided it was more profitable to let people get burned. When the jury saw this evidence, this cold, corporate calculation, they were outraged. They saw a company that was fully aware of the danger, but chose to do nothing. Now, let's talk about the money, because that's the part everyone remembers. Stella Lebec didn't want millions. In fact, her initial request was simple. She was 79 years old, on a fixed income, and had around $20,000 in medical bills from her hospital stay and skin grafts. She wrote to McDonald's and asked them to just cover her medical expenses. That's it. $20,000. How did McDonald's respond? They offered her $800. $800. An amount that was insulting. And it was that refusal that forced her to file a lawsuit. She never wanted to go to court. It was only after hearing all the evidence, the 700 previous victims, the dangerously high temperature, and the company's heartless refusal to help that the jury decided to send a message. They awarded her $2.7 million in punitive damages, which was the equivalent of about 2 days of McDonald's coffee sales. The goal wasn't to make Stella rich, it was to punish McDonald's and force them to change their ways. A judge later reduced the amount significantly, and the two parties eventually settled out of court for a confidential, much smaller sum. Stella just wanted to cover her bills and move on. So, the next time you hear someone joke about the hot coffee lady, you can tell them the real story. It wasn't about a frivolous lawsuit. It was about corporate negligence. It was about a company that knowingly sold a dangerous product, injured hundreds of people, and then spent millions on a PR campaign to destroy the reputation of a 79-year-old victim to cover it all up. This case reminds us that sometimes the story everyone thinks they know is actually just a carefully crafted lie. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story eye-opening, make sure to like and subscribe for more hidden truths. See you next time.